Hey everybody, we're doing a video today. Chris Lehman of Freedom Fruits and Adam Shaffron of Flying Fox Fruits and Rex. Come on out, son. Rex, come here, boy. Come on, look. He's involved as well, somehow. We're doing a video basically on just how to graft carambola. You could graft a lot of things this way. Now's maybe not the best time to graft them, but I'm grafting it anyway. You know, I'm not really experienced a lot in grafting carambolas. I've grafted them before and had good success. They're just kind of easy to graft. For me, they were. You can do a cleft graft, you can do a veneer graft, do a saddle graft. I've done, you know, there's all budding. They're easy to graft, really, in my opinion. And I think we can graft them now. And they grow really well in the shade. So anything that grows really well in the shade, not anything, some things that grow really well in the shade, you can graft it during the hot part of the year and get away with it. But then like, Anonas, for instance, if I was grafting an Anona this time of year and I had it in the shade, I'd be worried maybe it wouldn't take because of lack of light. Even jabuticabas sometimes, I feel like they need a certain amount of light to really thrive. Don't let me tell you what can and can't be done, because as soon as I say you can't do this, you can do it. You know what I mean? Everyone has their way. So, me personally, this time of year, the jabuticabas, I'm not grafting that much unless I have to. I'm just kind of randomly talking about things that I graft and why and when. But I feel like the carambola, I could graft it right now. I know I've grafted it like this time of year before and had success. It's just almost, you could graft it almost any time of the year as long as it's not freezing. It feels like to me. So anyway, I'm feeding my chickens. I have these Aseel chickens. They're kind of hanging out over there. We'll find them later. But I've got this, this is like a tuna with ocean fish, fussy cat. I read online, and this may or not be true, you know, don't believe everything you read. And I've said this in other videos. But these chickens that I have, they're saying they're not your average chicken, which I believe that based on what I've seen so far. Let's go ahead and mix this up. Don't forget about that coffee. And then I'm going to come, yes, right over here. I use my bamboo mixing pole. The trick is not letting the other chickens know. There's trash everywhere I need to clean up. And then this is what I do. See that, Chris? I mix it in and make sure all that juice gets in there. But you figure, I heard they need a more complete nutrition than an average chicken. And this is supposed to take them to the next level, that extra protein, make them grow up to be a big beast. But I like these chickens because of their size and that people don't normally raise them anymore. They're like really not popular because they're not really good layers and they take a long time to grow. And they fight a lot. They're like, you know, they say they're a fighting bird. I'm not here to fight them, but I do like to watch them. Let's see what happens. I think that's Polly. Yeah, Polly's the first in, and then over there's Tony. We call him Paul. It's Tony and Paul. Look at them go. Whoop, chicken came out of the woodwork. Big bird there. So they're enjoying that. Let's pretend like that's not even happening. And then let's continue on with the grafting. I can't believe they didn't get robbed by the other chickens. They're supposed to get robbed. So we're going to get this rootstock. And I'm grafting this tree for my neighbor. He said he wanted a carambola tree. And I was like, well, I got a seedling. And I really don't sell a lot of carambolas. But I figured I'd graft him one because he's got like a nice piece of property where he can grow. And I think this would be such an easy tree, you know? It can take a little bit of a flood, not too much, but it does, well, I don't know, I've never tested it. Sorry. This is the rootstock right here. It's a decent sized rootstock. We can graft it right on this bucket right here. See if I can flip it, I got it. Come on now. Come on now. Gosh darn it, come on now. We'll get it. I'm trying to fall on camera for it. That'd be good like that, right? And then pull the weeds out. I wanted to flip it with 1 foot, man. Couldn't do it. All right, so this is my grafting kit. Let's see what's inside of this thing. We got some buddy tape, original brand, patented out of Japan. I think it's by a company called Agilis or whatever. This is the perforated type. See, it's got little strips like toilet paper, just like toilet paper. And I hang it on my neck on a roll holder. And just like a toilet paper, yeah, over, not under. And so that's a piece there. And then this is a grafting knife. So glad I found these. I misplaced them like a This hat too, man. I'm about to lose it right now. If I lose this knife or this hat, I start to go crazy. When I lose stuff, I start to freak out. I'll tear the house apart, and I'll start walking until my knees hurt looking for it. I lost a throwing knife in the yard. My friend, as soon as I got it, he's like, get a metal detector, dude. You're gonna lose that. I'm like, I can find a knife. It's only in the grass. Throwing the knives for 30 minutes. I'm like, where did that knife go? It's gone. Oh, don't step on it by accident. Throwing knife, right? Could be up, could be down. Come over this way. Now, this is the Carambola tree I'm gonna take a cutting from. I better hurry this up because I feel like the longer it takes, I won't be able to upload the video. When I take a cutting, I personally don't want to be like, here's my cutting, thank you. Look, you know, because this came from a side branch that's like downward pointing. You could do that, but I feel like the tree might grow that way. I want to say, I want a cutting from your tree, sir. May I take a cutting? Oh, sure, take a cut. Oh, I didn't know there's fruit on it, dude. What? There's one ripe. What? I didn't even know. I swear I didn't even notice it. I didn't even notice it. What? Yes. Dude, have you had a Fwang tung?
No.
This is the real deal Fwang tung, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. I like these a lot. They don't taste like a typical Starfruit. They're more like a Granny Smith. This is perfectly ripe.
Wow. From chickens to grafting to now fruit picking.
Maybe we should do another video on tasting this. Yeah. But wow, how many? 5. I don't think you'll find one with 6. I've never seen one with 6. 5. Anyway, you want to hold that?
Yeah.
Careful, those are fragile. That's okay. Let me say one more thing about it, Chris. The reason you don't see these in stores a lot is because look how deep the wings are. You can't ship that. It's going to get damaged. They're fragile. These are good. They taste like a Granny Smith apple to me, but sweeter. Wow. All right, hold on to that. Is there any more on here? Jeez.
Wow.
That was funny. There's more fruit on here, but not a lot. And I just didn't think it was setting anything. There's one here, and you see they get this like rippled appearance, like a Chihuly artwork. Look at that. They're usually more rippled than the one you just saw. Okay, I'm gonna get a cutting, and you want it from the top of the tree. We'll get a nice cutting there. That's a little much. That's good there. I cut my finger with the blade. These are sharp, watch out. So there's my cutting, and I tried to get one that was upright from the very tip top of the tree. And then these are the scraps over here. You know I'm gonna trim it down to size. And look, I don't know if you can see this, but there's all these like buds hidden. There's always, you don't want any green wood. You want only, you know, semi-green, but look, those are the buds. See that? They're all over. This thing is ready, just primed to go. It's too easy. There's buds all over this thing. It's perfect for grafting. Come over this way. So now, I'm gonna wrap it up with that piece of tape I had earlier. Let me show you how I wrap it. See this piece of tape? If you're gonna wrap a scion, the longest line, you want this tape to go as far as you can because it's expensive. It's like $30, $40 a roll, depending on who you get it from. The longest line on this is that diagonal, right? So I figured if I'm wrapping, I've been taught wrap bottom to the top. So you seal it up like a plumber or like a roofer, you know?
Yes.
You're gonna leave the bottom exposed because you're cutting through that anyway. So don't worry about wrapping the bottom. Unless you're storing them long-term or shipping them, then you wanna wrap the bottom. But we're grafting right away, so there's no need to wrap the bottom. So I started off at the corner, you see? Like I'm going from that corner. I take the corner and pinch with my left hand, like you take it and pinch it in your fingers and you get it going, and the tape will stick to itself, and you're constantly stretching and rolling and trying to go along that diagonal. Do you understand? Along that diagonal as you're stretching. Think of the diagonal. Oh, I broke the tape. That's fine. Now I'm going to the other diagonal. See that? And I'm just trying to stretching at all times. I don't just roll it on. I'm stretching as I'm rolling. And thinly coating it. Imagine like it's like wax, and you're trying to coat it with wax, but like a tape.
Consistent coating.
Consistent coating. You don't want it too thick or too thin. Well, thinner's better than thicker. I gotta go check on the greenhouses. Those sprinklers on. That's funny. It's not gonna hurt anything. Better than not having them on today when it's hot like this. You see, I wrapped it up over the top.
Yep.
And it's basically sealed up. There it is. Okay. And the bottom's exposed. And then now there's several different grafts I can do. I guess I'm gonna do a veneer because people, okay, they get mad or they don't want to just decapitate their tree. So this is something you can do. I trim it back, okay? You're not gonna decapitate, but you've pruned it back. find the side that is most conducive to what you want to do. Like, I wouldn't go grafting it onto here because it's like hidden, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You want to design the tree so where it's going to come out straight. That's going to be good, like that. You can trim off any leaves in your way. You can prune this off. I could prune this off. And then hold the sign in my mouth. I'm not going to clean my knife because I think it's pretty clean. But you go down, come down to the bottom, and then come over here. See, I press the knife against it like this, and then come on this side, the other side. It's pressed against it, and then I'm just sliding it down. You got to be careful not to dig in too deep, man, or you'll crack the tree. So really, when it says veneer, it means veneer. It don't have to be perfect either. So I went down once, and I come back up and cut into where I had cut, you know, to make that little cut like that. And you can even go back over it one time if you don't feel like it's deep enough or thick enough or straight enough. You can go like that. It's not gonna hurt anything. And then you take this one. I just look for the way I think it should line up. And then just do the similar cut like that. And then this cut goes like this. That's about it.
Kind of like a ramp.
They call it a ramp cut, I think, yeah. I don't know it, though. I didn't read the book. I just started doing them. And then this should kind of fit in there like chat chair. But the trick is does it connect well? Like, look at the gap. Is there a gap in between? Or
Yes.
There is a gap, yeah. See, but wait, can I pinch it? Nope, that ain't a good graft, dude. That's bad. Look, let me show you why that ain't good. Hey, can you see me through here?
Yes, we can.
That means when I graft it, I better wrap it tight as heck. There's this, I see what's going on wrong. I just gotta recut it. So I'll come back over here and just try to fix this cut a little bit here. And like this here. Sometimes you can do it, sometimes I can't. Sometimes I'll be like, forget this, I'm doing something different totally. But I felt like I'm not gonna explain how I'm doing this, but I'm basically cutting this different to where I feel like it'll fit in better. This is an advanced technique I can't even really describe. But let me figure this out real quick and see if I can make sense of this graft. I basically tried to cut it like the hull of a boat. Like, I've tried to bend it the other way. If this doesn't work, I'll just try something else. And I keep putting them back together until I feel like it makes a good fit. Is that any better, Chris?
I think when you pull it together, it might be.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little better. See that? I cut it to shape a little better. And then I can bend and push and it'll come together now. You see that though?
Yes.
I got it. Whoa, don't get it dirty. What I did is I basically cut the wood to what I felt would
Contour.
Yeah, and it's difficult to kind of do that for a beginner, so I don't even want to kind of explain that, but
No explaining.
I don't know how to say it, but I just noticed the way that the wood was bent and the way I had cut it was not matching up. I had to put a different spin on it, and I did it. And it looks like it come together, and I'm wrapping it up, but now, see, I'm not wrapping tight yet. That one was just to stay in place.
And seal.
Yeah, that one, it's not even sealed up totally. Now I come back and I put the rope on it. You
Third
know,
hand.
Start at your diagonal.
Okay.
And then evenly space this out, though. Don't just keep going over the same. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, space it out and rope it up. And I try to, like, wind it out and don't put it all in one spot. And then just keep going, this cumulative pressure. Just like if you're a boy or as a young man, you take that rubber band and wrap it, or a string and wrap it around your finger, and it just feels like it's gonna pop. I remember doing that just like at school, being a dumb, just being like, whoa, and be like, it's like a cumulative pressure. And that's what we're looking for here. And so I take this here, and I'm just going back over it again. Not too tight. I bet you could girdle this if you wrap it too tight. So we're going over it again. And I think this is almost there, man. Even if the connection isn't quite perfect, it still finds a way sometimes. I don't know if the juices seal the gap or something, you know what I mean? The fluids, or I don't know what it is. And then I try this, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but I hold it up to some kind of light to look for the gap. You are not gonna be able to see it, but it looks relatively decent. That's it there. And then this is overkill. I'm gonna show you what I do really quick before I end it. I take this and I put a piece over the top, you know what I'm saying? To block out any moisture. I pull a piece there, and put it over like that. Sometimes that's overkill. I don't even think that does anything. That probably makes it worse, Chris. You know what I mean? It probably ruined it. But let's do it again because I didn't get a good seal. I just kind of put one over there and pretend like it helps me out. This is sealing it up, I think. Maybe not.
It's an attempt.
It's just stupid. Sometimes I do these like obsessive compulsive things that I think help, but do they really, Chris? Like, you know what I mean?
I think that's what makes everybody unique, though. Everybody has that little twerks.
I need to try just to stop doing these things that I think work and see if it still works.
Do a control.
I know, but I never do. You do it one way that one time, you're like, it had to have worked. I got it to take.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter though.
And why mess with it?
I know, but sometimes I think I'm just doing it wrong. And I'm going overkill. I'm putting on a little more tape because I feel like my graft just wasn't gorgeous. And remember, I'm not pulling really tight. I want this cumulative pressure. So it's all really not being, it's being pulled tight, but not like, you know, if you pull too tight with buddy tape, it will break. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just breaks. So you can't really pull too tight with it sometimes. Grafted. Let's show them the fruit from that one more time. Fwang tung. The real deal Fwang tung. Yeah, lighting. The real deal Fwang tung, baby. And that's for my neighbor. I hope it takes. I'm going to leave it right there in the shade and pray it takes. You know what I mean? Just like that. Probably. Maybe a little more light. Over here. Just like something like that. We'll come back to it and see if it takes. Thank you, Chris.